Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to go over my top 10 favorite games of all time. Honestly, I've been wanting to do this ever since I made my channel I don't know, 2 days ago, and I just thought I was just go over it now. I was just gonna do it now, see how this does. Might do it again, I don't know, but with all that out of the way, let's dive right into the list. Coming in at number 10 is Final Fantasy VII. This game, I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't know what I can say that hasn't been said already, but this game is just so good. Literally, the characters so memorable, so likable. You like every character, and the story so good. Now, granted, the only really thing I can think about at this point that's a negative is that sometimes throughout the story it gets a little convoluted at parts, and I'm not the biggest fan of that, but most of it is fine. And you got the good materia system, you got the real-time combat / turn-based combat. It's kind of a weird thing. If you play the Final Fantasy series, you will know what this is. But honestly, I'm not going to put much time on this because everyone says the same things I just said, so I'm going to just leave it at that. Okay, and next game on the list at number 9 is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. Yes, it's another Final Fantasy VII game, but this time around it is action combat. I'm not the biggest action combat guy, but this game has the materia system still, which is really cool, and the story this time around, might say it's a little better. Maybe Zack Fair is my favorite video game character of all time. He just is so likable, and he's just so good. He's so good. If you play the game, I think you'll know what I mean. He's just so good. And yeah, I did say a reunion, so it's not the original PSP version, it's the console version. And honestly, it's basically a remake. After seeing what the original looked like, it's definitely a remake. But again, not much more to be said. If you do play the game, the ending. If you play the game, the ending is so good. So good. Okay, and the next game on the list at number 8, I forgot. And the next game at number 8 is Kid Icarus Uprising. Now, I know what you're thinking. This seems like a pretty random game to put on a list like this, but I don't care. I like this game so much. This game, literally the only cons I can think of is the controls. It plays on the Nintendo 3DS, and it was to aim, you have to use the touch screen, and then to shoot, you have to use the L button, and you get used to it, but it's still really clunky, and definitely needs to be changed if they ever port it. But also, Nintendo, if you're watching this somehow, please port it to the Switch or the Switch 2. Okay, sorry, I let my emotions leak out a little bit there, but yeah, it has some of the best writing of any video game I've ever played. It was it's so funny. Pit and Hades and Palutena and Dark Pit and Viridi and Pandora, all these characters are so well written. They feel real. It's so good. Hades is the funniest guy. He's so good. He has that perfect balance of being a villain, evil, but half of that is evil and another half is really funny and charismatic. It's great. And honestly, that's why it's here on my list. Honestly, don't have much more to say on it. And then next on our list at number 7 is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is the best fighting game ever made. That's probably a hot take to you Street Fighter fans out there, but I'm sorry, I don't like Street Fighter that much. It's not my thing. Now, Smash Bros. I can get behind. That's a good game right there. That's a good game. I think the what do I have to say? What do I have to say here? The combat is like it's just it's very good. It's very good. The only thing I can really think about that I don't like about it, like as much, is that the story mode could have been better. If it was like brawl, like Super Smash Bros. Brawl level of story mode, this might be a little bit higher, but it's so fun. Combat's fun. You play as all your favorite characters from Nintendo franchises, or even like a ton of other franchises like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. And then yeah, like you play as all your favorite characters from a series you like, if it's in there, and then you just brawl it out. You have items, bunch of stages, bunch of the music tracks, all that good stuff, and it's just fun. It's just fun. It's pure fun. Like, you literally, if you have people come to your house and you can't figure out what game you want to play, Smash Bros. Ultimate. Crack that baby out. You're in for a fun time. All I'm saying, coach. Okay, and the next game at number 6 on my list is Earthbound. This is where this game, it's this type of game to where if you know, you know, to where like when you play the game, when you start it, you're really not in. You're really like, I don't really like this game. I don't think it's really good and all that. Blah, 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 blah. All I'm saying, if you get to the second town in the game, like the second area, you get a little ways into that. As soon as you get Paula, it picks up. It picks up. It gets so good. The themes are there. It's a type of game that it's kind of like nice and like funny on the outside, and then on the inside, or like under that, is like a pretty dark story, like theming wise, and what it all means. And Shigesato Itoi, the creator of Earthbound, is one of my favorite video game directors of all time. He's a legend. He seems like such a cool guy, and I don't even want to say any more about this game because I want you to like, if you tried Earthbound 4 and you didn't like it, just give it a shot. Like, just get farther into it. You will like it. I hope you really like it, please. And then the next game on our list at the top 5 mark. Wow, I'm actually like speeding through this. This is actually really crazy. But number 5 is Spiritfarer. Yeah, I like indie games. What are you gonna do about it? But Spiritfarer, like I can't speak about it too much, or else it like kind of like hits something inside. It's a game to where you play as the Spiritfarer, a person who guides spirits to the afterlife, and these spirits want to do like some final things before they leave into the afterlife, and you, the Spiritfarer, do what they want, basically. It sounds weird when I say it like that, but it's in a way nicer way. But you do it. It's a really cozy management game, and I'm not usually a management game guy. I kind of like constant action. But I like this I like management game. Like, first one I really got into. Like, it's such an enjoyable game. But also, the thing I enjoy the most about this is the themes about death and all I'm saying, when you play this game, when you say farewell, when you let your spirit friends into the afterlife, tears will come out of you. It's, if you don't have a soul if you don't cry at this. It's so sad. But, like, it's also happy. Like, it's so hard to explain. You just feel it. You just feel it inside. And that's why it's in the top 5 of my list. And then, coming in at number 4, we already getting down in here. That's cool. That's awesome. Number 4 is definitely Apex Legends. Yep, I said it. Live service multiplayer hero shooter. I'm sorry. It's just so good. You're probably already watching the gameplay right now. I play it for like 2,000 hours. I'm not even joking. Like 1,700 something on my Switch. Yeah, I played on Switch that long. and then I moved it to the Xbox, and that's probably like another 300 in there. Yeah, I like this game. This is less of a story perspective and more about the gameplay. It's addicting, as you literally can't stop. If you're like me, you just can't stop. You can't stop playing it. It gets too fun. Even when you're like quiet, like when you're about to like be at that time to where you're like, I don't know if I really want to play this game anymore. New season drops, you're back on it. Yeah, it's that type of game. Don't have much more to say on it. Play it now if you want to. It's free. Go ahead. And then in the top 3, we're in the top 3 now. That's insane. But in the top number 3 on my list is Cuphead. I just realized how many indie games I have on here. But Cuphead, it's like no developer has ever thought to do something like this. At least as like I've seen like a lot of games, and I've never seen one that went this far in. Like Studio MDHR, like kudos to you, because you literally, I have your art book, and I read like your whole story behind this, and I'm just saying, like, yo, that takes some commitment right there. They had to do it. Like, of course, they had some help with, like, computer engineering, technology, newer technology, but most of it they did the old-fashioned way, which was really cool by, like, animating it and stuff. And this is a run-and-gun game that's in, like, the 1930s rubber hose cartoons art style. And it's not, like, computer-generated, AI-generated. No, they actually did it, like, frame by frame, which is insane. Like, I don't know, I'm not even gonna question how long that took, but I really like this game, not just because it looks gorgeous, but also it's hard, and I like hard games, okay? I don't like games that are cheap. I don't like games that are cheap, like, do things that's like, okay, that's not fair, but more like, you die, and then you're like, oh, if I just jump at this part, I'll get over and I can keep going. That type of hard, where like you process, you read your enemies at certain points. It's like Dark Souls, but I like really challenging games, and I also like beat the game on Expert. I also beat the DLC on Expert, which is really cool. And this game, pick it up. Literally pick it up. $20. That is so worth it. It is so worth it. So worth this really good experience. And like, if I had like one negative, like it's not even negative. It's just like the story. Yeah, sure. Literally, I read the art book. They weren't even like, they just wanted a story that like set what they like their destination and what they like their motivation, and then that's it. That's literally said what they wanted, and they did that. So it's not even a negative. Screw what I just said. It's perfect, and that is why it's in the top 3 of my list. And coming in at the second spot is Mother 3. This game, I'm gonna like actually like be serious here for a moment. Where like this game, if I better get to do this quick. If I think about it too long, it kind of like hits me. But I'm gonna just like, you play as a boy from nowhere, and you pick up people, you pick up party members with psychic powers. And if you didn't know already, this is a sequel to Earthbound, which is also Mother 2. Mother 3 is, I'm not even gonna continue where I left off that last part, but all I'm saying, play the game. The themes are there. I like it more than Earthbound. I think it's objectively better than Earthbound, but more or less, I like this more than Earthbound or Mother 2. This game, it kind of felt like Chikasato Ochoi's life's work. Like, all of his experiences in life, he just put into this game. It's like, it's just so hard to explain. I'm gonna just leave it at that. And if you throw all that serious stuff out of the way, it's a fun, goofy, funny adventure. It's fun, it's hard, it's It's quirky, it's funny, the music's great, the almost like rhythm game element where if you time your attacks, like if you attack and then you press A to the music, you can continuously attack. I think that's awesome. And they fixed a lot of the problems I had with Earthbound, like the inventory management was like really bad, and stuff like key items, when you use them, like, and they're done in the story, you can't get rid of them for some reason, stuff like that. I don't really like that. And also, they also fixed the thing where, like, you look at an item in the battle and it actually gives you a description. I'm pretty sure they did that. If they didn't, that'd suck. But yeah, this game, it's not over here in America, sadly. I played this game via the English fan translation, which is honestly, like, yeah, I can't read Japanese, but as far as I can tell, this is perfect. It's perfect. It's completely fine. And I recommend you pick it up and get like $20 on eBay. Like, it's cheap. It's pretty cheap. Just don't send the police on me, please. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'd hate that. But yeah, that's why I'd be runner-up of best on my list. And coming in as my favorite game of all time. Get ready for this. Get ready for this. Get ready for this. I'm about to have like the #1 fan answer of all time, but it's Undertale. Undertale is my favorite game of all time. My favorite game of all time. Yep. You heard it from me. Favorite game of all time. This. Now, you might have already seen this coming with the 2 Mother games on my top 10. The Mother franchise is one of my favorite gaming franchises of all time. It's just, it was so good. Yeah, but Undertale, it's crazy how this was made by like one person or two. I'm sorry, Temmie Chang. I will respect you. You are definitely like, yeah, you two, Toby Fox and Temmie Chang, you two are like goated for all your work on there. And I think that's really cool how you want to make this game. And honestly, what am I even saying? Let's just dive right into like the gameplay and story. But the gameplay, I really wish that more JRPGs or just RPGs in general did more combat focused things like this, to where like it's more skill based, to where you attack and all that, it's normal, it's timing based, and then when you're getting attacked by the enemy, you play as your little heart, which is called your soul, and you move it to avoid the enemy's attacks, which I think is really awesome. And it's like, it opens up so much more for like skill level, to where like you could get so good at an enemy's attacks that you could just like steamroll them, or vice versa. If you like really suck at avoiding things, you get shredded and you die, which is not fun. But the combat, honestly, there is something I did forget. The acting system. So you can, this is the unique thing to this RPG, is you can talk to the enemies you're fighting, and if you do if you say things that makes them happy, they'll just leave you alone and you can spare them, and that would be it. That'd be the end of the fight, which is, I think it's really cool. It's almost like the demon negotiations in Shin Megami Tensei. But it's more like, instead of them joining you, they just kind of like are cool. Like, they have like these cool personalities, and you get to know them, and then after all that, you just spare them. That's it. Which this acting system does tie into the 3 main endings you can get, which is the regular ending at first, and then you can do Pacifist or Genocide. I got all 3, and like, if you didn't know yet, like, Pacifist, you don't kill anyone, and then in Genocide, you kill everyone. And stuff like that. The Pacifist ending's like the best ending. We all know this. Yes. Literally, why am I even saying this? Because, again, like, if you're on the internet, you know what this game is. You literally know what this game is. You have to know. You have to know at least what Sans is. You know who Sans is, right? But the story, or in the themes, is what really, really, like, hooked me. And, like, after I played through it like 20 times by now, but after I played through that first time, I was like, this is the game. This is, like, the game that I couldn't stop playing, and I enjoyed so much to where I was just thought about it for a minute, and then I was like, yes, this is my favorite game of all time. It's just my favorite game of all time. There's too many perfect things about it. I can't even think of a single bad thing about it. I literally can't. But the theming and the story is simple enough. You play as an unnamed character who you can name whatever you want, and you go up to this mountain, Mount Ebott. I'm pretty sure it's Ebott, but you climb up on this mountain that people say that whoever climb up there never return, and you fall in this hole, which leads you to the underground, full of these monsters, and you just kind of try to leave. That's the extent of what I'm going to say without spoilers. But you just meet monsters, you just make friends, do a bunch of fun things, and all this stuff kind of like really resonated with me. And the whole end part was so good. The music, I will also say real quick, the music is god tier. It is it's actually my favorite soundtrack in any game, or just in anything probably ever. It's just that good. And anyways, let me get back on track here. Sorry, the music was just so good. But the story, the theming, more like theming, to where honestly you could take it, you could probably take it for a lot of things. You could take it for things that like really resonate with you, like it was with me. And honestly, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say what I think the theming is, because you should just play it if you haven't already. If you haven't, I don't know how you went this long without playing it. I don't know how. It's just, if you own a Switch, go to the store. It's $15 digitally. I own it digitally and physically, but $15, like some of the best $15 you'll ever spend. It's amazing. Definitely play it if you haven't. And that's why it's my favorite game of all time. Well, you've just hit the end of the video. That must mean I have my timestamp for my outro right here. And I will thank you all for watching this long. I hope you subscribe, please. It helps my channel. I want you to, please. And then I would also like you to don't forget to like the video. Don't forget it, please. And don't forget to hit the notification bell if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.